All right, welcome back everybody to another video on CPA approach as it pertains to money. The today's standards that we're going to be looking at are kinder, first, second, third, and fourth grade money standards. And we're going to focus right now on the concrete for coins, and really that concrete portion falls really within kinder and first grade. The only difference with kinder and first grade is that kindergarten is just to recognize what the coins are, and then first grade takes it one step further and they have to know the values also with recognizing the coins. So when we're going to talk about coins today, we can see I have the penny up here and you have Abraham Lincoln. I was really happy to see this set because in 2010, this changed to the Union Shield, which you'll see on the back. Yes, it says copy, but you'll see that the Union Shield on the back. But prior to 2010, you saw the Lincoln Memorial. So you may want to bring that into classes to be able to show students that this is just, when you see this means this was printed 2010 or after, so it's a newer penny. And if you get one prior to 2010, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial. Make sure students know what that is. And that means that that's an older coin. Okay, another one that I was happy to see right here is we have our nickel, and you see Thomas Jefferson, and Thomas Jefferson is facing forward, and that changed in 2006. Prior to 2006, Thomas Jefferson was facing sideways. He had a side profile like all the other coins. On the back of that specific coin, you see Monticello, which is George Washington's home in Virginia. And those, I think, are important things to talk about with students and why these people were influential. Okay. The next one we're going to talk about is the dime, and have students make some noticings about the dimes, especially when they're in first grade and you start talking about those values. Is you're talking about those values that is equal to 1 cent. And then this is equal to 5 cents, so 5 of these make one of these. And then this is equal to 10 cents, so 10 of these make one of these, or 2 of these make one of these. But undoubtedly, kids are going to say, well, that's smaller than that. So they typically think it has a shorter, a less value, but it does not. So again, on this one, you see Franklin D. Roosevelt. On the back, you see a torch of the dime. And then on the quarter, which is worth 25 cents, this one can get a little tricky for kids. So you see George Washington, but typically on most coins you were seeing the bald eagle, but there's 3 other backs that they could see. So the other backs they could see are state coins, territory coins, or America the Beautiful coins. So make sure you try to have the representation so students can kind of look at those and see what they look like. But if you see George Washington on the front, the value is a quarter note regardless of what you see on the back, and same is true for all the other coins. Okay, and so this is kind of how we should have those opening conversations with kids about what the coins are and what their value is. All right, we now have moved we're going to stay within the concrete, sorry y'all, and we're at second grade now, and we are going to start adding up a series of coins. Okay, and one of the strategies you can use for adding up a series of coins is called hairy money. Okay, so every sprig of hair that you add to the top of the head stands for 5, and that way kids can really count by 5 fairly quickly, except the only difference is on top of when you see a penny, you just put a single dot, right? Those mean just 1. Okay, but I know that this is worth 25, but I'm still struggling to put all these coins together. So I can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I know that this is worth 5, and I can put 5. And I know that this is worth 10, 5, 10. And then I've got my single dots for my pennies. So what I can do is I can go through here really quick, and I know I can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, and I know that this is 43 cents. Okay, that strategy will probably be very helpful for our students, our reluctant students that may be struggling and need a more systematic approach to being able to solve this. But you also might have kids right away that know that that's 25, No, and they don't need to count it again, which is great. That's building 25, and they know that 10 more would be 35. And then we kind of get stuck and we're like 40, 41, 42, 43. That's fine too. In fact, we want to move them to more of that mental math where they can kind of put things together. But that is kind of how you could solve a collection of coins. Or they may be given it in word problem and it says you have 2 dimes, and they may have to do a pictorial model. You have 2 dimes, 4 pennies, and this is not art class, this is math class, and they just put, you know, P for penny, and 3 quarters. How much change do you have? Okay, so they drew a pictorial representation, and I know that I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is a penny. They're just a single dot. Dime, 5, 10, 5, 10. And your kids that are great with it, they don't need to do hairy money. If they're like, oh, I can see that's 25, 50, 75, 85, 95, and then they count that out, that is absolutely fine. But your kids that need that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and I have 99 cents right there. All right, welcome back, everyone. We are going to focus on the abstract portion of CPA, and this kind of moves up into 4th grade. But I wanted to show you guys how you could use base 10 blocks to kind of model the different values. The flat can represent your whole, as in a dollar whole. And then your rod can represent your dime, as it takes 10 of these to make a whole. And then your unit can represent a penny, as it takes 100 to make the whole. Or so penny is 1/100th of a whole, and then a dime is 1/10 of a whole. In this particular one, you're going to see so-and-so goes to the store, and they their items cost $11.38. They pay with a $20 bill. How much change should they receive? So they will start with $20, and it was $11 and can't remember what I said, y'all, so we're going to go 38 cents. I think that was close. And you see there's a lot of, this is where you really learn about subtracting across zeros, and these is great conversations to be happening with kids. So I can't do this yet. I'm going to need to regroup this number in order to move things over, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and go into my tens place, and I'm going to take a set of 10 and I'm going to put it in my ones place, but I didn't need a set of 10 there. I mean, I did, but I really need it back in what place value is this, and reinforce that with kids. That is my 100th place value. So I need to take that 10 that I put there and just and go ahead and remove that out. I'm going to leave 9 there. I'm going to take 10 tenths to my my tenths place, which would be a whole, but I don't need it there either. So I'm going to leave 9 tenths there, and I'm going to take that over here to 10 hundredths. So 10 hundredths minus 8 hundredths leaves me with 2 hundredths. And then 9 tenths minus 3 tenths, or you can say 9 dimes minus 3 dimes is going to give you 6 dimes. And what is the value of 6 dimes? The value of 6 dimes is 60. And just have those conversations back and forth with kids. If you line up place values, your decimals will always line up. And so I kind of said that as a teacher, instead of saying line up your decimals the way that we were taught in school. It's really line up your place values, because if you line up your place values, your decimals will always align. And then you have 9 ones minus 1 1, and that's 8 ones, and then 1 set of 10 minus a set of 10. There are no more sets of 10. So the change the person would get back are $8.62. And there's a lot of conversations that can happen in there with students. But again, that's the abstract portion of what they're going to have to do when they move up to 4th grade. If you have any questions, we are happy to help you. Please reach out. We would love to come and model some of these things. Those of you guys that are reaching out to come and model, or, hey, how would I teach this? We appreciate all that. Keep it up. Let's do the very best that we can for kids.